Hello Internet! I'm Ellie the Purple Doofus and welcome to Buddy Reads, where I read a small selection of a book and review it for you. Today we are covering the end of The Dark Tower by Stephen King. That's right, we're finishing this bitch. Today. Yes! Now it's been a while since I've actually finished the book, so if things are a bit hazy. It's been almost a month since I finished the book, but the whole film festival thing came along and I got really lazy afterwards, but here I am recording for you, so yeah, that's the thing. The section starts with Roland and Patrick, and they are headed towards the tower that's in the meadow of roses, and they're getting closer and closer and closer. And then Roland hears a mighty evil laugh. Roland of Gilead, you thought you could defeat me, the Crimson King? And there he is, the Crimson King, the one they've been warned about the entire series. He's there on top of the tower. He is ready to just destroy Roland. Well, the Crimson King starts chucking flames and spears at him, going, ha 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 ha! Die, Roland, die! And Roland and Patrick, they hide behind, I think it was a pile of rocks or a wagon of some kind, and Roland is trying to think of a way to get closer to the tower. Well, Patrick is just scared beyond belief. Roland then says, hey, I have an idea. And the Crimson King is still up there going, ha ha ha, Roland, you have no idea. You will never get to the top of the tower. Ha 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 ha. And Roland instructs Patrick to start drawing the Crimson King, much like he drew Susanna and her blemish, and then erase that away. Roland has the idea that Patrick will draw the Crimson King and then erase him away. And so Patrick is sitting behind, I believe it was rocks. He's sitting in the safe place, kind of looking over, going, and every once in a while he'll like look down and he'll start drawing the Crimson King. And once it's all drawn out and it looks almost perfect, Patrick is kind of like looking at Roland like, you know, there's just something missing here with this thing. There's something missing right here. And Roland's like, what is it? And then Patrick starts pointing at the roses. And Roland's like, oh, of course. And so Roland tries to grab one of the roses, but of course it's covered in thorns because roses come with thorns. And when he grabs one of the roses, it nearly slices off a third finger in his hand. He gives the rose to Patrick, and Patrick starts eating the petals. Well, not really eating them, but like sucking on the petals and spitting out the red ink to make the red for the Crimson King. And the Crimson King is like, I don't know what you're doing down there, but it's useless. I am all powerful. I have the tower. I am king. It's kind of creepy. Patrick has all the red on the picture, and Patrick starts slowly erasing it. And the Crimson King is like, what is this? My hand is becoming a stump. It's my arm, my other arm. And, like, he slowly like disintegrates while Patrick erases him from the picture. And then the Crimson King is like, ah, you will never defeat me. And then he's defeated. And Roland was like, oh my god, the tower. I can go towards the tower. Patrick, do you want to come with me to the tower? And Patrick's like, no, I'm going to go along my own way. He doesn't actually say this because Patrick is mute, but yeah. Patrick just kind of peters off, and Roland goes to the tower, and Roland puts his hand on the tower. And that's how his story ends, with Patrick like walking away from the like great gaggle of roses and just being like, well, I'm off to tell his story now. Really? That's really how it ends? Because the next chapter after that is an epilogue. And it's Susan, after she has gone through the door, and she comes across, I don't know what year it is, but she comes across Christmas in New York. The Christmas that she had been dreaming of all along. And she comes across Eddie, and she comes across Jake. And Eddie's like, I don't know why, but I've been dreaming about you. And I've been waiting here every day since it started snowing. I want you to meet my friend Jake. He's been dreaming about you too. For some reason, I think all three of us are supposed to be together. And it's just like, oh, that's so beautiful. That's so awesome. Jake, Eddie, and Susanna just kind of walk off into the sunset and have their happy ending. And Stephen King kind of does these cheesy, like, freeze frame endings. He does them a lot. This is just another one in the batch of his freeze frame endings. But I was kind of happy with that. And that's pretty much where it ends. That's where it ends. Why are you still reading? I said that's where it ends. Do not keep reading. You will not like this next part. Stop reading now. That's pretty much what Stephen King, the author of this book, said. He said, if you like that ending, stop reading. Do not read any further. You're not going to like this next part. But a lot of people have said that that's not a proper ending, because having Roland touch the tower is not enough. We need to know what is inside the tower. So if you need to know too, listen on. But I'm telling you now, you're not gonna like it. How was I to know that Stephen King was going to be oh so right? Roland starts going into the tower, and there's this tall, spiraling staircase that goes all the way to the top. He walks in, and he sees rooms along this spiraling staircase, and the rooms start having artifacts from his life. And it starts off when he's a baby, and has artifacts from, when he was very young to remind him of being a baby, and then being a child, and then being a teenager, and then being, just leaving home, and the whole travel upward, up onto the top of the tower is just reminding him year after year after year of his entire life. And then he gets to the final door, he opens it up, and he looks in, he's like, oh no, not again! No! No! And he gets yanked through the door. Would you like to know what happens next? Because I don't think you do. I don't think you do want to know what happens next. It starts over with him in the desert following the Dark Man. The Man in Black. It starts over at the beginning. It starts over with the very first lines of The Gunslinger. No! Really? Okay, I've had some time to process this. In all honesty, Stephen King telegraphed the fuck out of this. Because he told you time and time and time and time and time and time again, Ka is a wheel. And here is the wheel coming back to the very same position. So we already knew that this was going to happen. While this ending pisses me off to no end, I can't think of a better one. I can't think of where this would go from here to be better than that. And I try and tell that to people, and they'll be like, oh, I can think of a better ending. And I'll be like, okay, what's your better ending? And they're like, I don't know, anything but starting over. Like what? So, yeah, that's how that long, epic journey ends, with it starting all over again. And I'm really glad that I finished the books, because it has been confirmed by the director that the movies and the TV show will be a second loop, will be a continuation of this story. And that makes me really happy too, because I had a lot of problems with the series, with the book series. And I'm hoping that since this is a second loop, that they can fix those problems. The first one, right off the bat, which I'm pretty sure they are going to fix, because there's no way that they are going to be able to sell this in Hollywood, is when Roland forcibly abortions that woman in the very first story. They had better fix the fuck out of that, because Jesus Christ, no, that almost got me to stop reading, and that was at the very beginning. The other things that need to change, well, like all of the time problems. They need to get their timeline locked, because it was obvious to me that Stephen King really didn't have his timeline locked when he was writing this. He was just kind of going with the flow. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, especially if they get to book 5. Yeah. Well, if you like what I'm doing, go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you like this video specifically, go ahead and click the like button, and go ahead and leave a comment letting me know just what you would hope that they would fix in this entire series in the movies. If anything, maybe you thought it was perfect. Maybe I'm just a complete butthead. But you never know. I've been Ellie the Purple Ear Doofus. This has been Buddy Reads, reminding you to watch your camera radius. And I will see you all in the spoiler-free review of The Dark Tower by Stephen King. Doodles!